Tokyo Joe's the best podcast around. Tokyo Joe's the best podcast around. Welcome to the Tokyo Forum Podcast. I'm your host, Tokyo Joe. Everyone, Tokyo Joe here, coming at you almost live from Tokyo Midtown, Tokyo, Japan. And I'm reviewing the J-blogs around the internet. Today we're talking about the much well-known and quite old blog by the name of Gaijinpot. 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 Often it's called the pot. You might be asking yourself, why is it called a pot? I'll tell you why it's called a pot. You ever opened up a toilet bowl and seen a lot of crap in there and stuff, and dirty wrigglers and dirty slimy things? That, my friends, describes what it's like to be a member of Gaijinpot. There are snakes and trolls galore. In fact, people are even saying around the internet that many of these accounts are just by one or two people at the top of the organizations that control or run or are hired by Gaijinpot, but I ain't sure about that. I mean, you can't really prove it, but what I do know is this. It was founded by a young man by the name of Peter Wilson. You've probably seen him around Tokyo Town. He's not hard to miss if you do see him around the place. And there are some people there on the forum with some good information, but you know, you post something these days on the forum and you will get shouted down by the popularity brigades. It is not a nice forum to be on, in my opinion. Go and check it out if you want, but I just think if you're going to join the forum, I think the Tokyo forum is a lot better, and we're just in our infancy, but we got a lot of love, and we don't have the snakes and trolls like the Gaijinpot do. Of course, there's a lot of genuine people on Gaijinpot. They get shouted down too, and they get, I think Gaijinpot particularly hates the vlogging community. You just read the threads there, and you can see where people are starting to hate on the vloggers, which is a real problem, because I think us bloggers need to stick together, and people on Gaijinpot need to realize that they're out on their own. They also have another website, which is not hard to guess. When you go to the forum, you can see all the links to it, where they have Japan news. But I'll be honest with you. Here's my objective review of Gaijinpot. I give it a 5 out of 10. A 3-star rating out of 5, I guess. Why? Well, because it does, if you search long and hard, it does have some little tidbits of useful information on it, right? Okay? But overall, I think it's not worth the effort to post or read on the forum. Now, occasionally people, I've had some of my followers and fans post some of my links there, which is good enough, okay, fine. And I even had imposters join the forum pretending they're me. I think the last time I tried to join the forum was probably like 8 years ago, when I was basically banned from the forum for expressing my opinion on something. And it don't matter no more, because, you know, a lot of the people on the forum have been in Japan just for a few days, and compared to me, and I don't really care what they think about what I have to say, because I actually have some experience here, and I'm quite happy to lend it to other people without doing a big song and dance. Now, this is the kind of stuff I'm talking about that happens on Gaijinpot. There's a lot of crude sexual references which are quite inappropriate and actually look very lame. It is easy to read from the posts there that a lot of the posts are basically written by the same person or same couple of people or few people with the same writing styles. It's very easy to work it out. And are you part of the Gaijinpot community? Have you posted there? Have you read the forum? I want to hear your opinions below. What do you think about that forum and that community? Their blog writing is terrible. When you join up, you gotta basically agree to their terms and conditions, which is including to, quote, show respect for their sponsors and advertisers, without which you would not be able to express an opinion on Japan. I mean, that's just a load of horse shit as far as I'm concerned. I mean, it's like, are you serious? What is it, the year 1901? There are hundreds of different forums on the internet and YouTube where people can express their freedoms of expression all over the internet about Japan. Gaijinpot is not the place to do it. You will get shouted down by the people because they're getting paid by sponsors. And some of their sponsors are English, as I understand it, were English schools, or maybe still are the English schools, right? So you got to be careful there. Second, you got to understand, they have this Gaijin job thing. Are you a person who's had success on this G-Jobs thing? Tell us what happened. I want to know your story. What success story you had? Because if there is one website that that would be the last place in the world, in fact, I would never post my personal CVs or resumes or anything like that. If I were a young person today thinking of coming to Japan, that would be Gaijinpot. I would not do it. Because I don't know whether they're personnel professionals, HR people, or they're just people running a website, collecting, mining all this information that people freely give up in the dream hopes of living one day in Tokyo Town. No, sorry, that's not the way to do it, friends. You want to come to Japan, you contact me. I'll set you up, and I will connect you with people on the Tokyo Forum. And I will respect your privacy, and I will respect your point of view, because I don't censor no comments. And we don't make people sign up and say, hey, you got to respect the sponsors. I mean, Gaijinpot is living in the dark ages. So that's the other problem with the forum. Actually, I'll give it 2 stars out of 5, and I'll give it like 3 out of 10. I just thought of that. It's not really a forum. You can't express your opinion without getting shouted down by the people in the management there, or paid by the management, or friends of the management, or whatever. And that's a real problem. It ain't a real forum, as far as I'm concerned. But if you know different, you can post your comment here or at the Tokyo Forum, www.tokyoforum.tk. Please join if you'd like, and post your experiences of Gaijinpot there quite freely. Some people have already posted their opinions, or post your video response or comment or whatnot below. Also, you can do something on the Twitter about it, but there's already a lot published about Gaijinpot. If you just Google it, just go to www.google.com and you'll be able to see Gaijinpot sucks, or Gaijinpot trolls, or whatever. You'll see why that website has gone from being what was once a pretty good website to being basically a website that's just kind of like full of cognitive dissonance and people who don't really respect the true value of opinion around the internet, which is a real problem. So if you like snakes and trolls, I mean, I guess it's a place for you. But anyway, I digress, friends. What I got to say is this. Gaijinpot can suck my balls all day long and all night long. Gaijinpot can suck my balls. It's a place for the weak. I am strong, not very weak. Gaijinpot can suck my balls. Gaijinpot can suck them all day. Gaijinpot can suck my balls. Gaijinpot can suck them all night. Gaijinpot is for the fuckfaces who like to talk about Japan in their own terms. Gaijinpot is for the people who like to be paid shills for English schools. Gaijinpot is for snakes and trolls and for fuckfaces who have got no life. Gaijinpot is a bunch of horseshit. Okay, everyone, please rate, subscribe, and comment. I'll see you on the forum, and please leave your comments below. Bye for now.